What's going on, guys? I appreciate those of you that were hanging out waiting on the stream to start. For those of you watching the replay, though, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications when we do these live chats. You can take part right along with us. So some of you may be surprised that we're actually streaming today. The plan was to not stream today, but a couple things changed and I was able to. So I figured, why the hell not? I initially had set this for today. Something came up, had moved it to Friday. Now, events of the day allowed me to go ahead and be available for this. So we didn't change it today, so we'll come up with something for tomorrow. We'll have a topic, but here we are. And speaking of being here, one that I decided to go with today is featured in today's shorts video. Super underappreciated. There's a couple fans in the live chat of this fragrance. Spicebomb Night Vision Eau de Toilette. The unfairly kind of crapped on fragrance because it smells like a very spicy Invictus, pretty much. It smells like if Azaro Wanted and Spicebomb had a baby, basically. It smells more like Wanted than Invictus, which Wanted has a little bit of that Invictus bubblegum. So I've always understood where people were coming from with the Invictus bubblegum smell to it. Beautiful fragrance, great performer, super underappreciated, unfairly crapped on. Like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again. They've never missed in this line. And this includes Night Vision EDT. I'm a fan. So let's see what everybody's rocking here in the chat. Scent of the Bay. What's going on? Boom. Here early. Hope everyone's having a good day. We're in Beau de Jour. Great rainy day scent. It's been rainy the last couple of days over here. Should be good the rest of the weekend. My childhood best friend, him and his family will be doing their annual Pensacola trip. So I'm going to head up Saturday to meet up with him. Unfortunately for him, the high is like 60. This is their annual beach vacation. And I don't think we'll be getting in the water because the high is like 60. So I'll be wearing a light hoodie like this, maybe even something a little bit thicker than this. But yeah, we're gonna have a nice breeze coming off the water and everything. So yeah, that's what the rain has brought in, a cool front. So it's 60s and 50s. Let's see real quick. Like today, it's not super cold or anything. It's 68 right now. But nice crisp fall day for sure. And then yeah, this weekend it gets a little bit better. It warms up a little bit more to the high 70s, low 80s. So might be okay, but today's nice. Today's beautiful, beautiful, cool day. Dan, not the man. What's going on? Essentia L'Homme Le Parfum. That is a great Le Male Le Parfum clone. All genres bops in the house. Wearing Wanted by Night. Another great fragrance. Gary said, howdy, y'all. Wearing most complimented fragrance, which is Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum. The best the line has ever seen, and probably the best the line will ever see, period. Smash that like button. Let them know. Gotta let them know, because as per usual, we're a little over 50 viewers with half that in likes. Just wouldn't be a stream over here without half the likes to viewer ratio, right, guys? Good eve to all. Scent of the day, the one EDP with Lagerfeld's Bois d'Ambre as the scent of the evening. Jimmy Choo Man Ice in testing. I hope you enjoy. Lance using some of those custom emojis. Wearing Roberto Cavalli Uomo La Note. I haven't tried that one in something Desire, whatever, the spicier one. I haven't tried that one. But La Note seems to be like the versatile one. That's the blue bottle one, I believe. Still haven't tried it, though. Been wanting to get my nose on that. Yeah, there you go. Deep Desire. There it is. This one's a bit different, not in a good way, and a bit synthetic, so I sold it. Hey, synthetic doesn't really bother me most of the time. Normally, if I'm pointing out chemically synthetic, it's just to give you guys fair warning. That kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. Scent of the day, Citizen Jack. Absolute. Kevin, good to see you. Lydia has made her way in, wearing Demir Holiday from Demir Parfum Unlimited. Hope all is well, Ross and everybody. I can't complain. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A little gloomy, but outside of that, the temperature is great. Glad you were able to make it. Burberry Hero EDT. Antonio's wearing Aqua Senziale, the regular one, Salvatore Ferragamo. Coco Loco for Ethan. Let's see. Much love. Wearing Bulgari Man in Black. Excellent choice. Jennifer, good to see you. Finally caught alive. Well, welcome. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Why EDP? Smash the like button. Let them know, Adolfo. Let them know. Noah's in the house. Yo-Yo packages came today. Smells absolutely wonderful. Loving the fruity top that presents itself. Thanks again, Ross. Scent of the day. He meant Paco. Paco Rabanne Invictus Victory Elixir. So for those of you who don't know, he won one of the member live stream spins this past month. He won the bottle of Invictus Victory Elixir. So glad you're enjoying it, Noah. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Glad it made it safe to you. Good to see you, Joel. Not in a long time. Not since I was a kid have I smelled that one. I'm talking like 13, 14, maybe the last time I smelled that. Yeah, I couldn't even tell. It's been so long. Rare Carbon. Ooh, that's a good one. That's right behind me. That's in this pile right over here as the to wear soon pile, which some stuff's starting to make its way out of the pile, like John Varvatos and Nick Jonas Crimson. I'm planning on wearing that probably tomorrow. That was in that pile. Just kind of shuffle them around. Like I'll get a little pile of I'd like to wear these soon. Sometimes they sit for a long time. Sometimes they sit a day or two and they get moved into the rotation. It's hard to really work out a system and really stick to it when you love variety. You have a widespread taste in something, and you have so many options with stuff always coming in. So it's a good and a bad thing. 8 and Bob Egypt for Joel. Let's see. Aqua Cinzali Blue. Okay, so didn't finish typing. So you're wearing the best of the best, in my opinion. From Lake Tahoe, good to see you, Derek. Not Only Intense by Afnan. That's a good one. I haven't worn that in a while. Night Vision's my favorite Spicebomb. For me, none of the line perform well on my skin, but they smell great. I like infrared too. I'm sorry to hear they don't perform well for you. All of them perform well for me. This one's always performed really well. I get a solid 8 hours out of this. Easy. 2 hours of really good projection before it calms down a lot. Maybe it's my skin, because I do have pretty oily skin for the most part, so that usually factors in. Versace Eros EDT for Daryl. Side Effect kind of day for Jay. Defy EDT for Lance. Basically, the woodsy, less musky YEDT. That's kind of how I look at that one. Joel, I want to try that one. The original. Acqua di Gio Profumo. The best. It'll never be topped. The Parfum's really close to it. The Parfum was a really good release. I'm on the camp of Acqua di Gio Parfum was a good release. That's one of my favorite. That'll probably be in my top 10 designer releases of the year, which I was looking through last night. Like, you can go to Parfumo and click by year, and I was just scrolling through, and I didn't realize just how many 2020 releases designer alone that I have this year. I don't have everything. There's more that I'm like my next haul. I'm getting some more of the releases I've been holding off on getting, because Fragrance Buy had a really good restock yesterday. That mid-month restock I told you guys about, they do early, mid, late. The mid-month's usually my favorite time. But I didn't realize, like, there's going to be some good stuff that is going to get left out of that 10. Just the designers, there's going to be some good stuff that gets left out of that 10 for sure. I haven't tried that one. Halloween Man X for the Boz. The Boz has arrived. Good to see Boz. Club de Nuit Intense. You can't go wrong right there. Let's see. How's it going? Boz, not bad. Leah Ross, remember you recommended Chanel L'Homme Sport Cologne Sport? Yes, I did. The local department store went bust and auctioned their stock. I shamelessly took advantage of their situation and bagged 100 ml Man Ice for 30. I'm assuming that's pounds or euros. I'm not sure. I'm not good with foreign currency. It's foreign to me being in America, so that's foreign currency to me. So I never know which symbols for what. I apologize, but I'm assuming it's a really good deal based on what you're saying. Ken, you're killing it. You're killing it with Bleu de Chanel Parfum, my man. Dominique, good to see you. Juan Ochoa is in the house wearing Eros Flame. Hot take, this is the greatest fragrance Versace's ever put out. There's some people that would agree with you. I don't know if I'm willing to say that, but it's definitely the best Eros, I think. Close second's the EDP for me, which I do like the Parfum. I like every version of Eros. I was partial to the Eau de Parfum before I got Flame. I think Flame's the best one, but overall, like, we're talking over Pour Homme, over Dylan Blue, over Oud Noir, over Blue Jeans, like the list goes on and on. That's a bold statement, but it is your opinion. And I'm not going to argue against it, because based on what I have, it'd be between that and Dylan Blue for me. Good to know, Lydia. Glad you're having a better day. Prada Rosa Carbon. I haven't worn that one in a while. I need to put that in this pile of need to wear soon, because it has been a while. So we're 10 minutes in, but there's no specific topic today. This is one of those random Q&As. Tomorrow we'll have a topic. I was going to keep this for Friday, but because I went ahead and just moved it to today, because it was kind of spur of the moment that I decided to do this. I didn't really prepare a topic or specific fragrances to talk about or anything like that. So we're just kind of rolling with it like this. My hat club package is about to ship. Nice to get that alert. Bought some more hats. Those of you that didn't see, had a massive Saints hat haul on the other channel today. Make sure to check out TLTG vlogs. Have another video to film. Like my left seat right here is full of hats. You can see some of them right there. I've been meaning to do some videos. I've just been kind of putting them to the side and not wearing them. Like this is one that came in recently. I was screwed. I want to wear it. So this is the video where it's in. So I've got some customs coming. So I've been buying some standard releases and the annual stuff for the Saints and all that, but been a little while since I bought some customs. So I hit up Sneaker Town, I hit up Hat Club, some of my spots, and they've dropped some badass customs as of late with some of my teams. So I spent a lot of money on hats last night in 2 different places, a lot. Like I spent the kind of money you guys would consider a very expensive fragrance haul on hats. This is my time of year that I buy hats. This every fall is when I do it. So obviously I'm biased. I think it's the best in the line. I mean, it's fair. It's your opinion, and I'm not going to argue against it. Like I said, it's my favorite at Eros for sure. Frederick Malle Musk Ravageur. Stronger With You, the original. Getting some love. Hell yeah. That's one of those fragrances I strongly suggest people start with. When it comes to diving into the line, like, sure, you're going to hear this one's the best and that one's the best. Start with the original. Just like with this line. Same thing here. I think it's best to start with the original. With Aqua de Jo line, start with the original. Anytime they flanker properly, they twist the Guerlain L'Homme Ideal line, start with the original. Because they all their flankers stay true to the base DNA. And they twist and turn it and all that, but they never veer completely away. Like the DNA is always there. Very prevalent. Like it's clear that it's this fragrance. When it comes to those, I always encourage people, please start with the original. And that's the main one. Because you smell that in every single release. The only one I haven't smelled is the Oud Flanker still. I'm hoping to get it like sooner than later. Like it's the time, like I held off. I could have easily got it in the spring. Then it got sold out. And there's still places to find it, but in the next month, probably I'll go ahead and get it. Kevin Hill, good to see you. Wearing even a Mystique, just for me. Glad you're wearing that. I hope you enjoy it, my friend. Blessings from Colombia. Thank you very much. We're in Tarathi Blue to conduct sales training this morning. Love this stuff. All year fragrance. Yeah, you really can't go wrong with that one. Spicy citrus is basically how you can look at it. Matthew Roddy's in the house wearing a Perry Ellis Blue. Okay, nice and fresh. Polar Red Extreme. That's one I slept on for just so long. It's not as easy to get as it once was. That's one I would like to add to the collection that I just never got my hands on. I've heard wonderful things about it. It's very rich and the coffee is very prevalent from what I understand. So one day. I mean, hell, look how long I waited to get a bottle of Spicebomb fresh. Just got that recently. So eventually I will have it. 10-4, Versace Eros Flame. So DJ's right there along with you, Gary. He's actually wearing it today. Hermès d'Orange Vert. So I've heard great things about that line as a whole. I've actually never experienced any of the fragrances in that line. Elixir Extrait Noir. Good to see you, whiskey section. I'm not familiar with the fragrance, though. Nice from DH. Emir Cedrat Essence. Basically, fresher Cedrat Boisé is how you can look at it. It's more citric than fruity and more musky than woodsy. It's a solid fragrance, that's for sure. Paul, I saw your comment. I was reading the comments on Atkinson's video earlier. How y'all like that section about me? My dear friend George Atkinson. That was kind of a funny video, to be honest with you. I don't know what his deal is. It's all good. I don't care. I like George. He's just got this thing with me. Whatever. Good evening, everybody. Armoff Untold. First thing this morning and still going 13 hours later. Beast mode. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kevin's in the house. The Most Wanted, my favorite. That's my favorite in the line. Crop King. Today is Dunhill Icon, the original one. So I only have Icon Racing, and it's fantastic, by the way. friend rang me today because I've been posting on Facebook and IG about this hobby, asking for an inoffensive, everyday, clean wear. Had a field day on that list. I bet you did. Because when it comes to stuff like that, oh, there's so much good out there. There's so much great out there. If you want just something clean to wear every day, they got a lot of options. Sure, there's some redundancy, but there's a lot of really good ones. Like that's my favorite category, is something that just works for everything. The Swiss Army knives, as I like to call them, they just work for everything. I love that stuff. That's why I like the blue fragrances. That's why I like Cedrat Boisé and stuff like that. So I bet you had fun with that. I would have too. Bentley for Men Intense as Jared's scent of the day. Tyler, I can't complain. Things are going well. Scott's in the house. Scott Aromatico, good to see you. Warm, nice breeze, Mont Blanc Explorer type of day for you. Well, excellent choice. I haven't worn that one in a little while. That's a good one. Gucci Guilty Pour Homme, the original. I've never tried the original. I have the Intense. I have I have Cologne. I have Absolute. I've tried the Green Bottle Love. I still want to try the EDP and the Parfum. I've heard great things, but I've never tried the original. Never tried the base DNA. Shame on me. Let's see. Damn, it smells good in the chat. We're in bond number 9, New York Nights. Good to see you. Pounds. Okay. Not much difference in our exchange rate. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was euros, pounds, or what. Like I said, I'm terrible when it comes to foreign currency. Again, it's foreign to me, whereas US dollars is foreign to you, you know. Yeah, I'm terrible with foreign currency. Digging the new Precious Liquid limited edition Blue Agave. I saw they switched it to the other bottles. I saw you made a post about it. I'm assuming there isn't really any difference. I know Herpen's contracted through Mon, so I know all his oils are top tier. You know, I've tried a few of his fragrance, Oud Royale, and forgot what other one Justin had me try. It was last year. But yeah, I know Herpen works for Mon, so I know he gets some good oils. So I'm sure his fragrances. I have never smelled any of them on skin, but Blue Agave is the one that I think I'd really like. But good to see you, Scott. Coffee Note isn't my favorite, but I'll be wearing it outside. Eddie's in the house wearing Poker Face, which is a 10 for lifer for him. Hell yeah. It must be great because I know Unaverage Joe, shout out to Unaverage Joe, hardcore on that one. He basically vintage La Nuit de l'Homme is how he portrays that one. Opening reminds me of the Invictus line. Amouage is dropping Dia 40 and Jubilation 40. That's the inevitable. All of their most popular, they're slowly going to release these high extracts. After they did the second round, I was like, okay, this is going to be an ongoing thing. The first round seemed like just a special edition. The second time around, it's like, all right, they're gonna keep going to the well on this because it's been successful. So one I'd still like to get, Reflection 45, because it is much more woodsy, richer, and much more woodsy. Less herbal, more woodsy. I do like Reflection 45. I'd like to try, I think it's Epic 56, the women's, but I've never tried the original Epic Woman. So I'd have to try that first. Should make it here after the first of the year. Damn. Yeah, I mean, they typically hit other markets long before they get to us. Considering Tony Iommi, what's your take? I actually haven't smelled it. Others in the chat are going to have to weigh in. I actually haven't smelled it, my man. How are you? We're an avant-garde close to Prada L'Homme. I don't know. I've never tried it. Of course, my advice would be if you want Prada L'Homme, go after Prada L'Homme, you know. Let's see. Today, Fall of Phaeton. Haven't tried it yet, but I will sooner than later. For sure. Would you rate Amouage as one of the most unique fragrance houses out there? Absolutely, I would. And it's so not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. Randy, not a fan. Boz, not a fan. Me and Justin, big fans. Big fans of Amouage. So it's a situational house. So it's a certain taste and appreciation. And if you don't like their signature, you're not going to like most of their fragrances. So you have to like the resins and the oriental smoky stuff. You have to like all of that because it's in pretty much all of their fragrances. If you don't like their base thumbprint, that's in almost every fragrance they have. Epic Man, my favorite, which is why I like the house, is pretty much that thumbprint that I'm talking about. If you like Epic Man, you'll like most of their fragrances, because I feel like Epic Man's almost like the base DNA for the vast majority of their scent profiles. Like a little bit of Epic Man's in most of them. The resinous, smoky, spicy, a little bit of oud, that dry vetiver, like all of that stuff, that's in most of their fragrances. So that's how I've always viewed it. Epic Man's like the base DNA. So, Love Strong with You, OG. It's my go-to for hitting that calm zen zone in the evening. 10-4. I bet it's the roasted chestnut cinnamon combo that does it for you. Just a soothing, cozy type of smell. You're doing well. Thameen Bohemian Infusion. Don't sleep on Thameen. They are making fire. So I haven't gotten around to it, but I have that discovery set that Omar sent me. Where the hell did I put it? It's probably with all my decants right over there. Omar sent me a discovery set. I haven't. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Great idea, Lee. Thank you for that. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do the Thameen, however you say it, discovery set tomorrow. Compliments of everybody's favorite Nigerian giant over in WWE. Just worn out, fell asleep around 6 till after 2. Fragrance apologist is in the house wearing rosé. You're officially the best smelling guy in the chat, based on everything I've tried anyway. Some of you are wearing stuff I haven't tried. So my opinion, of course, I'm sure you all smell good. But I mean, that's one of my 5 favorite fragrances in my collection. So anytime you pick one of my top 5, like the top 5 of all of this shit, I'm naturally going to pick you as the best smelling in the chat, based on my opinion, of course. Like the only competition is if people start coming in saying they're wearing Dior Homme Parfum and Vertus Vanilla. Ooh, no, that's 2 more out of my 5. So Polo Double Black basically smells like the mid 2000s. I know that's vague, but I kind of look at it as it's a moment in time fragrance. It's a mango. It's a little dark. I believe there's some coffee in it too. It's a rich, ambery, dark, woody type of fragrance with mango. It's very contradictory type of scent that I do like, but it smells. That's one of the few fragrances I would say smells dated, because it reminds me of a moment in time. Like, I don't think like you can't wear it today. I bought a bottle. I have been going back to it. I haven't worn it since like last year when I got it. It was great to revisit. But it absolutely reminds me of a certain moment in time in my life. Just like Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger does. Dating it doesn't necessarily mean it smells like you can't wear it now. It just reminds you of a specific time frame. Whereas that's 90s in a bottle to me with Tommy. Same thing here. That's the mid 2000s. That's back when I was younger and I was wearing my hat to the side and all that shit. And I was wearing, baggy ass basketball jerseys and all that good stuff. That's back in those days. Back when I was, 19. That was around that time frame. The 2000s. Hip hop was at the peak before it started to do this. Hip hop's trash now. Trash now. Ani, excellent choice. Fabulo Intense. It's my clone vibe this month so far. Love it. George is a wild one, that's for sure. Yeah. George is extremely creative. He's very creative. For those of you that need reference, we were talking about Atkinson, how I had a lovely feature segment in today's video. I had somebody come in my comments to let me know. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, oh, my dear friend George, God knows what he said. I'm sure it's amazing what he had to say about me this time. And indeed, it was a typical Matt losing his mind, George kind of stuff. It was creative, I guess. Like I said, I don't have nothing against George. He's got this weird thing with me. More power to him. I'll be getting a sample of Fall of Phaeton for sure. Totally random. Goal, not really. Now, I remember going to PacSun all the time. I used to shop at PacSun quite a bit when I was late teens. It used to be my jam back in the early mid-2000s. Mall fragrance, but kept forgetting to ask if they had it or knew about them. I couldn't even tell you what it smells like, man. Have you tried Andres Man? I've never even heard of that. No experience. My apologies. Ooh, Red Sapphire. Such a great Baccarat X straight clone. Sammy did great with that one. That's one of the best ones Sammy has. Percival always gets me compliments when I wear it. I can believe it. I can believe it. It's a highly complimented fragrance. One of my wife's favorites. Buddy Kevin Moneyburner has high praise for Zaharoff shaving cream. So Zaharoff doesn't have a shaving cream. Probably this with Kevin. I know Kevin's a big fan of Signature Pour Homme, so probably the shave soap. It's probably the shave soap because with Signature Pour Homme, there's an aftershave lotion, there's a splash, there's a grooming oil, which is basically a beard oil, and then there's the shave soap that you can lather up. You can make a lather out of it. That's the point. That's probably what you're referring to. But yeah, I know Kevin's a big fan of Signature Pour Homme, if I remember correctly. So I'm pretty sure that's the one specifically. Honor and Glory, excellent choice. Brivido della Caccia, full bottle worthy, very earthy green leather fragrance. Fun fact, I don't know if it has changed since his last several releases, but up until the recent releases, that was Christian's own favorite fragrance. That's owner of Argos and perfumer, Christian. That's actually was, as far as I know, still is his favorite of his own creations. Altair Vemba has 2.5 ounce for a good deal. There you go. Percival's gorgeous. I agree. Malik Ancre Noir Alex Strim coming in. I hope you enjoy it. It's not for everybody. It's a little, that whole line's polarizing. The Sport is my favorite, with this one being my second favorite. My least favorite's the original. I don't have nothing against it. I just, I'll never wear it. That's why I didn't buy it. I have bottles of this and the Sport, and I haven't touched this one in forever. It's a very situational fragrance. Inky dark, very ambery, very earthy, smoky. Very smoky. If you like smoky, you'll enjoy it for sure. Le Beau Parfum, one of my favorite releases of last year. Percival's on my list. Probably next year I'll dive into it. Another one wearing Honor and Glory. Or was that the same person? Yeah, same person. Okay, just retyped it. Boss Bottled Elixir, the best version. I think that's fair. Absolutely think that's fair. I've been doing some testing with the Parfum. I got to say, I do like the Parfum, but the Elixir is better. Man, this is good stuff, though. That leathery facet to this one. It's more like a vegetal leather, like a green leather. I think it's actually a vegan leather accord, if I remember correctly what was on the box. It's a green, leathery, earthy smell with the smoke. And I don't get, like, it's even the iris note's kind of earthy. It's a little powdery, but it's not typical designer iris. This is underrated. It doesn't smell like Boss Bottled. I think that's probably the knock on it, because I mean that's what I would knock it for, is it doesn't really smell like Boss Bottled. But then again, Elixir doesn't really smell like Boss Bottled much either, but it is superior. They're both based around incense, but they're not the same incense fragrance. Some redundancy, sure, but not super redundant. Gucci Pour Homme 2. Okay. Thoughts on Detour Noir? It's kind of a more woodsy Leighton. Basically, it kind of falls in between Leighton and Leighton Exclusive. It's solid. I actually like Royal Equestrian better from Alexandria. I think that's a better clone of Leighton, personally. Got to run. Good seeing everyone. Have a good evening. Lydia, it was a pleasure. Great to have you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay. Kareem has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Kareem? Almost Signature, the first wear and good performance. It's a beautiful fragrance, man. Sweet, coffee, leather, soft leather, too. It's good stuff. I'd be shocked if you don't get a compliment if you go out and about with it. Hope everything's well. Moschino Toy Boy. Beautiful spicy rose. Amouage seems to have many fans in Fragcom, but mostly niche purists. That's some, sure, because some of their fragrances are very challenging. They don't really do mass appealing. But they got some great tobacco scents. Boundless and Journeyman. Man, that's two of the best tobaccos I own. They are good, and they are not redundant. I don't care what anybody says. Far from a purist, but I do like a couple Amouage. It's very hit or miss, though. That's fair. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. EQ has arrived. Peace. Hit that like button, people. You heard the man. It's good to see you, EQ. Hope you're doing well, my brother. Jubilation 25, Epic and Honor are great to me. I haven't tried Honor Man. That's one. Memoir Man's another one I'd like to try. I still need to get a bottle of Lyric. I used to have a decant years ago, a big decant too. I had 10 ml. Long gone of Lyric, man. I've put it in my cart a few times. I need to just pull the damn trigger. That's one that I really want to, because I don't have to have all of them. I'm not trying to be a completionist kind of thing. It's not like it's a designer line. You know, completing the house of Amouage. Can't imagine how the total price of that would be. But like we were saying a moment ago, with some of their fragrances being on the challenging side, there's some of them I would never wear. Like Figment Man, I've heard terrible earthy things about. Still need to be my own judge, but that's definitely not one I would want to blind buy. But Dia Man, Honor Man, and Memoir Man are three that I would really like to get my nose on. Get some samples of and see if they're bottle worthy for me. No, understandable. End of the days, Camaro Omen Tints. Hell yeah. Shout out to Ross for showing me this one. It's a good one, man. That's a damn good one. One of the best clones I've picked up this year. Beach Hut Man versus Creed Viking. Ooh, for me, I got to go with Creed Viking because I feel it's just that much more versatile, more easygoing, whereas Beach Hut Man's very in your face. That's loud. Lot of green, galbanum, mint leaf, all that. Smells great, but even at one spray, that's a powerhouse, man. So you can be more subtle with Creed Viking, and Creed Viking, it's a toss up on between that and Aventus Cologne for me, on which is my favorite Creed, but I'd have to go Creed Viking personally. Got an Interlude Man clone that smelled like sugared smoke, some incense, and was like, that's not right. Test the original. Yep, bang on. Sorry about my sinuses. That change in weather brought in some allergies. Rhythm Intense. Haven't worn it. Enjoying it today. Wearing Oud Lemon Mint. Excellent choice. Journeyman. Great tobacco scent from Amouage. I agree. Nice and dry. Very dry tobacco scent. That was my initial love of Sichuan pepper comes from that fragrance. This may have been such a good year for designers that it seems like the early releases of 23 came out 2 years. Well, that's the thing. Like some of them, I was like, holy shit, that did come out this year. There was a few of them that I forgot were even releases for this year. I knew Boston Scent Magnetic was a release for this year. It was at the beginning, but there was a couple others that like came out in January when I was looking through Parfumo yesterday, and I was like, holy shit, that is this year, huh? Don't remember specifically which ones it was, but I mean, just scrolling through, I could think of like 20 of the 2023 releases that I have. And then, like I said, there's a few more I want to get. Polo Black, so many fruits. Just a few. I have a bottle of Oster and Black Caviar, two of the more challenging ones. Oster's not the most challenging thing in the world, but if you're used to wearing designers, yeah, it's challenging. Black Caviar is challenging. It's fish eggs. It's caviar. Very earthy green, a little more than a little bitter, but bitter at the top. Really love the dry down on that one, but that's not for everybody. That's extremely artistic and authentic. If you've ever smelled caviar, it's very authentic. I had people tell me it smells like a fish market. I don't find, but I get where they're coming from. Lyric Man's nice, but slightly feminine rose. Yeah, but it's beautiful. So beautiful. Didn't care for Lyric or Journey. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that. EQ only have one request. Talk to me nice. Let them know. Let them know, all genres. Pretty soon I'll be able to lift the house. I don't know about all that. George doesn't eat. He's talking about Zaharoff, by the way, guys. He's very active. He's dedicated to his fitness, but he doesn't eat a lot of calories, so it's hard for him to put on a lot of muscle. And he's not a wide frame, but he's a tall frame. He's 6'4", not counting the shoes he wears. So he'll never eat in a surplus. I can't imagine George eating in a surplus. I've had many meals with George Zaharoff. He does not eat in a surplus. But he's gotten in really good shape. I got to give it to him. He stayed at it for a couple of years now. He goes at least 4 times a week, sometimes 5 or 6 days a week. Depends on what he's got going on, if he's in the country, all that good stuff. I don't know about that. But yeah, he's in really good shape. Oh, like I said, now we're back on Atkinson. It can be confusing when we're talking about two different Georges simultaneously in a conversation. So now Paul's talking about Atkinson. I ain't got nothing against Atkinson, man. He's got this delusion with me. We used to be friends. Man. It's kind of wild, Some people get influenced by others' opinions, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. So Oh, the traces of the original Ferragamo in bright leather. I didn't like the OG bright leather. Sounds like my jam. A little bit. It's further from it than the intense leather. Intense leather has more of the original in it. It dries down into that violet leaf smell. Whereas you might get a little bit, you get a little bit of it in bright leather, but that blonde leather, that Italian leather smell sticks with it. There's a little bit of citrus, just provides a little bit of freshness. You don't really get a citric smell. And the woods are soft. I don't think, if you don't like the original, I don't think you really have to worry about much with that one. It's better than the original, I think. I haven't tried spicy leather yet, so I can't say it's the best one of the four, because I've heard great things about spicy leather. A bunch of people have told me I need to get it, but bright leather is phenomenal. It's my favorite of the three that I have. I don't have the fourth one. So true, not sure what you're so truing me with, because I'm just so far behind. I might have to skip ahead, guys. My vacation went with CK1. Shock. Can't get away from working even on vacation. Understandable. Spicy leather is nice, releasing that line. I still need to get bright leather, though. See, there you go. Spicy leather comes up immediately. We'll try Auster, Trajan Celestial, and Mercurial Cashmere. 10-4. Kevin's in the house. Good to see you, Kevin. So anybody that, I don't know who saw the, complimented clones today, but Andy Warhol, the natural plug and play for that situation, was all three versions that I have bottles of were featured in there. It was a top 5, but technically 7, because I had 3 versions of Andy Warhol. And fun fact, Kevin reached out to me, and there's a new version that he's been working on that he's sending my way. So I'm dying to check it out, because Andy Warhol, his version of Andy Warhol is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. That's up there. That's a great, 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 great fragrance. If you like Plum, woods and amber, a little bit of funk from the oud, but newest version, King Andy, doesn't have much of that funk. Older versions do. I like all of them. Give me all the Andy Warhols. I love them. Good to see you, Kevin. Club Didn't We Intense Man Limited Edition. I had that on my hand yesterday. That was also in today's video. Never heard of Thrill of the Hunt. Sounds interesting. Trip to Artemis, Goddess of the Hunting. See, I haven't tried Thrill of the Hunt. I'm guessing that's one he just announced. Still haven't tried the most recent 3, though. Come on, Fraghead. Hit that like button. Let them know, man. Let them know. Midnight Oud. Haven't tried that one myself. Really like Brevito. The juniper and the matcha leaves are great attention grabbers for spring and summer. Yeah, you got to be mindful of those sprays, though. That's a monster. Man, it is great for spring, though. Wow, is that stuff strong. Try anything from the House of My Perfume Select. It's a Middle Eastern niche. No, sir, I have not. I have not. Cocktail Intense for Rockboy Tea. 2 crayon. Really? But you like Adonis? Danye is like the base for Adonis. I'm shocked. I'm very surprised, Boz, because I know how much you like Adonis Awakens. I'm very surprised. I'm very much surprised. I mean, it happens. It is what it is, but kind of shocked. Kind of shocked. Ombre Leather Clone. That's a niche clone. Rob, what's going on, my man? Kajal Ohm. Oh, so 3 and 4. I haven't tried them yet. They were supposed to be coming my way, but they sold out of them, because I deal with Kajal directly, and then I also deal with Fragopedia House, and they sold through them pretty quickly. So I'm not getting my bottles yet, because I'm super eager, because we're expanding on the Ohm line, because there's still an argument for the first Ohm being the best Kajal men's fragrance. I like Orange Blossom, though, but Orange Blossom, Oud, and Tonka Bean sounds weird, right? It's phenomenal. And an oud, a powdery sweet oud that works great in the Houston humid heat. I wore it selling cars out on the lot, and a Jaguar Land Rover wearing that fragrance. That was the summer that I was wearing that fragrance. It works. It works in the heat, believe it or not. It's not too much. Argos Nemean Line is the most challenging fragrance they put out to date. That's what I hear. I'm supposed to get my hands on it this month. Beau de jour for Cryptic Figure. You're the second person in the chat wearing that today. Sorry, Justin. Yeah, me and Justin. We both like Danye quite a bit. The Woods Collection dust, but I only smell the OG from Decant. Yeah, I love Figment. So I've heard bad things, but like I said, I'm always my own judge when it comes to that stuff. Way better in the air than off skin, though. Oh well, that's not good, because I'm gonna spray skin. Ooh, right now probably Tonka Cola. Tonka Cola probably over red tobacco, over crazy for oud. Yeah, because Tonka Cola is top 5 for me from Mancera. Yeah, it's amazing. The king of the super chat has arrived wearing Zaharoff signature Coco Loco. It's amazing even in the cooler weather. I bet if you want to add some vibrance to your day in cooler weather, it will definitely work. The fruits with that cardamom, it's good stuff. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I appreciate you. So you two are back at it again, huh? Day 3 fragrances Ambar Dominicano for Kyler. Good to see you, Kyler. Diaman. It's a safer blind buy, in my opinion, than Reflection is. Really? I didn't blind buy Reflection, though. When I had the Lyric Man decan, I also had a Reflection Man decan. This was years ago, so I knew I loved Reflection whenever it came time for me to buy it. Let me scroll down a little bit. Guys, I might have to skip a bit because pretty far behind. Like much further than I thought. Lots of rosemary. Yeah, that definitely adds to that green effect. And I actually don't get much spice out of it. It's fresh spicy. There's a prominent accord, but it doesn't dominate the fragrance on my skin. I get more of a bitter freshness with a light spice tone. So I'm sure you get something similar. But yeah, it's surprisingly really good, but I totally get why some people won't like it. Totally get it. Because that opening is a little challenging. That's the fish market thing that I was talking about earlier. I get where people are coming from with that, but I find it oddly charming. These weird fragrances. This is one of these weird fragrances I talk about, guys. I enjoy it. I know my man EQ is a big Electimus guy these days. I know he's a fan. I'm surprised to hear how much you love black caviar, though. I'm glad to hear that because I felt like I was one of the few, which I think now we're just both two of the few. So let me keep on scrolling. I'm so far behind, man. Not yet in this stream. My membership expired. Sob. It's okay. It happens, Boz. It happens. Toy Boy is a very nice, fresh, spicy rose. Fresh and spicy. It's a great fragrance, I think. I think it's probably the best fragrance they've released in years that was dubbed for men. His opinion of you changed due to the influence of others, then he was never your friend, Ross, in my honest opinion, respectfully. Well, back in May of 2020, whenever the whole me buying subscribers rumor started, because I started growing rapidly, there's a particular reviewer that he's very good friends with that started telling everybody that started that shit and ran with it. And so he chose to side with his closer friend. So it's all good. It's all good in the hood, man. It's not like we were buddies having dinner together, drinking beers and stuff. It's not like we were just thick as thieves tight, At this point, there's only 2 people in this community that would genuinely hurt my feelings if they turned on me, and that's Justin and George Zaharoff, I mean, specifically, because they're actually very dear friends of mine at this stage of my life because I've spent so much time with them in person, personally. I know them very well. Outside of them 2, it's how close of friends are we really, guys? There's people that'll sell you for $1, less than $1. Quick, fast, and in a hurry in this community, guys. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Is it weird my mom wants to wear my La Mala Parfum? No, not at all. Not at all. It's much more culturally acceptable, at least I see publicly, for women to wear men's fragrances than men don't give guys trouble for wearing women's fragrances, which I don't give a shit. I wear whatever the hell I want. No matter who wants to clown, oh, you smell like a chick. What? I smell great. I don't care what you say, pimpin'. So more people need to have that confidence because women don't give a shit. They'll wear whatever smells good to them. They're going to wear it no matter how it's marketed. So more power to them. They got it figured out. More guys need to have that confidence when it comes to their fragrance choices. Fragrances don't have nothing between their legs, guys. They're genderless. They're just lean feminine and lean masculine. Wear whatever you like. Very juicy, sweet plum, a little bit of funky oud. There's an ambery tone and a light spice. That's the main accords that you'll get from it. Really powerful. Really powerful. But the main note is juicy plum. And I mean super juicy. Mouth-watering. kind of plum. It's amazing. Smells better than a real plum to me. Easy to wear designer rose, I agree. Still different enough from the norm because rose isn't popular in general men's market. Indeed. That's a great statement right there. My pleasure, Kevin. Is the translation. Oh, okay, I got you. Upalm Ice, probably my favorite frag that has plum and tobacco notes. That is a good one. I haven't worn that in a long, long time. Sean Conley with $5 super chat. I appreciate that. I have not tried anything from Arabian Oud. Arabian Night and Arabian Night Silver are quality, versatile fragrances to start into them with. I've had a lot of people request me check those out, so I might have to see about getting a discovery set. I know it's niche. Arabian Oud, some expensive stuff, to my understanding, and I can't say I've looked into any of their scents, so I don't have a preference of, ooh, I'd like to try that or this. I'll just have to buckle down and get a discovery set one day and see what they're all about. But thank you for the super chat. Any version of Polo Blue, you're doing great, in my opinion. Body Oud Amethyst just arrived, and like you said in the video, it's so good. I picked them up. I had them right here, but I was about to grab it and say, it is. It's such a thick, sweet rose. It's so good. And look, anytime I mention something from the Body Oud line and don't mention that, I'll hear about it in the comments, because a lot of viewers know how much I like that one, and or they love the hell out of it. And they're like, how could you not bring that one up? I get it. It's just they've done so well with the line. Honor and Glory and Sublime were great releases this year. So it's like that's the new thing, so that's what I'm wearing more of. But now that we're transitioning into cooler weather, I'm going to pull Amethyst out more. That's more of a winter fragrance for me. I mean, I'm just coming off of a humid summer. You know, it's not something I'm going to be reaching for up until now that we're transitioning. Eric's in the house. Good to see you, my man. Hope all is well with everybody. Blue Noir Parfum, beautiful iris fragrance. Memoir Man is real nice. I think you would love it, Ross. It's one of those boss type of scents. I do like those CEO type smells. Something that just screams suit and tie. I do like those. I'm way more situational these days than it used to be for me, but I still like those. Don't tell Dedrick. I mean, you're not going to get banned from my channel. You'll get banned from the Sports Desk podcast. Oh, but I was trolling him. You were watching. I sent him a picture with me with that Cowboys hat on and said, how about them Cowboys? So I was trolling him a little bit. Anna, good to see you. Just got a bottle of Zaharoff Grove Escape. Never tried that. Born in Roma Intense. Best in the line, in my opinion. Fragrance Buy just restocked that, too. They got 50 mLs. I think like 86 or something like that. So Scandal Pour Homme. It's a caramel sweet fragrance, but it didn't wow me. I've tried the Le Parfum, too. It just intensifies it, basically. I do like the sweet designers. I got a bunch of them. I do enjoy them, but it never spoke to me to get a bottle. And you can get a bottle for pretty good pricing at this point, either version, even the newest one, the Le Parfum. It's just you got to like caramel sweet, basically. And I got enough of that. Like if I want caramel sweet, I'll go with Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. And Ocean EDP has a little bit of it still, but it's more of a vanilla fragrance. But probably the most recent one that has that caramel note that I like is Luna Rossa Ocean EDT, because it's kind of counterbalanced. I don't like too much of that caramel note. That's one that can be kind of just off-putting if it's too much of it. And I'm not saying this is off-putting. It's a different kind of sweetness that I don't want to just live through for hours and hours. It's something that I can enjoy for an hour, but after that, I'm kind of over it. So it's like, I'm not going to wear that. So I don't even bother. Like the decant I had was fine. I can just do a little spray, visit it for a little while, move on with my day versus, my spray routine and living in that for hours and hours and hours. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I just can't, I don't want it for my whole day. That's why it's like, there's no point in me buying a bottle. You guys are humorless. Well, maybe you're just not funny, Boz. That's always a possibility, too. Derek's hurting. His cowgirls broke his heart again. Jesus. Okcha. They make some decent stuff. Their version of Chanel L'Homme Sport and Chanel L'Homme Sport Eau Extreme, I quite enjoy. They're very nice. Their version of Spicebomb Extreme was really good, too. Solid version of Aventus. They do some good work. They do. I hate you, Paul. So let's see. Waiting on a 10 ml decant of Intense Red Tobacco. I have an ML coming. That and Altair. Saturday. People around me better be praying we aren't still in the 80s. So I've avoided everything with intense red tobacco. I want to be my own judge, but I have an ML coming. Yeti, okay. NFL, just tell them they will never win a Super Bowl again. So I got to skip ahead a little bit, guys. I'm just so far behind. Scroll down. Oh yeah, that's how far behind I am. Spilling the tea. I mean, it's the truth. I'm not making it up. It's the God's honest truth. So it's all good. Scrolling. Okay, so I'm caught up now. It's funny, I never guessed that Danye was the base for Adonis, but the rose makes a big difference. And the raspberry. But yeah, the Mysore sandalwood and the cashmere wood and everything, if you were to put them side by side, you'd be like, I'll be damned. Because yeah, a lot of pretty much the base of Danye is in Adonis Awakens. And then Birth of Venus, in some ways, is like a freshy take on Adonis Awakens. Still has the raspberry and the Mysore sandalwood and the cashmere wood. That's kind of becoming the signature for Christian, is that little jumble of notes. He's been enjoying creating with them, he said. Adonis is fire. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they're great. Christian just puts out great fragrances. Everything he puts out is really good. Everything. Huge fan of Luna by Aaron Terrence Hughes. I saw he just hit 100,000 subscribers. Congrats to Aaron. I did happen to see in my analytics, it shows other channels your viewers watch, and it shows 3 pages of them, and it shows, because most of you guys watch other fragrance content is the main things you watch, so it shows me that. And I saw he's at 100K now, so he just hit it at some point in the last day or two, I would think. So congratulations to ATH. Need to try Apple Brandy. Still haven't gotten around to it. Let's see. Dak is like Aventus, expensive. Purdy's like Club Nuit Intense, man, just performs all day. Jesus Christ. Amethyst is a nice scent trail, especially when it's cold out and that breeze carries the rose. It's built for the cold, man. It's so good in the cold. I wore it last year in the snow. I was in Colorado for last winter. Roses on Ice, very good. That's a starter rose fragrance I'd recommend to guys. There you go, from Killian. Aaron Terrence Hughes is out there. Haha. A lot of big personalities in the YouTube fragrance community. Indeed. Not yet. I almost bought a decan. I probably should have. Adonis is quite woody. Yeah, for sure it is. It was like a roses box. Jesus. Really enjoyed Danye. Dolfo, everything. So we're almost to the 1 hour mark. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Because it looks like now we're pretty much caught up. I'll probably shut it down right around an hour. Predictions on tonight's game. Phew. Chiefs going to cover the spread. That's my prediction. The Chiefs are going to cover. It's a 10.5 point spread last I looked. And I think they'll cover, especially if Taylor Swift's in the box. Travis Kelce's going to score twice. Or as Aaron Rodgers likes to call him, Mr. Pfizer. God. You got to love it. That was hilarious. I know I'm not the only one that saw the Pat McAfee show Tuesday when he said that. I laughed my ass off. And then Pfizer tweeted a picture of a rough draft of a Mr. Pfizer jersey. They're killing me. I love how they're trolling each other back and forth. That's hilarious. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Travis seems to really do his thing when Taylor's in the house trying to impress his girl. So asked Joey Swole if he was a fragrance enthusiast. He is. Tried to send him your way. You never know. Shout out to Joey Swole. I follow Joey Swole. I like how he's always correcting people for being dickheads with what they record and put out to make fun of people. Yeah, I'm right there with Joey Swole on that stuff. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Triumph Bacchus has been on my list with the new X-Straight out. Would you recommend getting the OG? I haven't tried the X-Straight yet. But you can't go wrong with the OG, I'll tell you that. That's a masterpiece. I don't know how he can improve on it. I just don't know how he can improve it. Kelsey scoring 6s on and off the field. There you go. Saw that. I'm trying to troll Boz like that, Ross. I could tell y'all are trying to troll each other for sure. Poison every rose is a thorn. What you think, Kyler? I used my sample up very quickly. It'll be my first ATH bottle. No, North Americans. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. So we got a few more minutes. So I did some little extra abnormal stretching yesterday for my active rest day. So I'm sore in all kinds of different places today. Like today was leg day and my lower back was not prepared for heavy load after the type of stretching I did yesterday, because I really worked my core, and like I did like 30 minutes of a variety of stretching and planking and all that stuff I normally don't do as much of. And I am feeling that shit today. My God. Needed to do it though. It's a good thing. Not everything's about just lifting weights. Functionality is very important. Core strength, super important. My last autumn break beginning tomorrow. Hell yeah. None yet. I'm not in Bangladesh. If you're a member of the Fragcom Bangladesh group, Joy's Facebook group, you'll see everybody's got a bottle. I don't, I'm in North America. None of us have it yet. We all have it on pre-order. So nothing yet. Nothing yet. Ordered my celebrity fragrance. It's time. Oh God, the Bruce Buffer fragrance. Notes actually sound good. So $50. They reached out to me actually. Now that you mention it, they sure the hell did reach out to me. I think I turned them down. I don't remember. Let me look. I'm pretty sure I turned. Or did I just not reply? Let me look. Let me check my emails real quick because I know they reached out to me. Here we go. Yeah, it's time. Okay, so I did reply. They just haven't replied back after my reply, as I agreed to them sending it to me. How about a collaboration with It's Time BB? We really love your energy and vibe and think there's a great synergy here for a collaboration. So, because I know some of you had mentioned it in the past, like, hey, man, you heard Bruce Buffer's got a fragrance out? So it's like, what the hell? Why not? Sure, send it my way. Let me check it out. If it's shit, we'll talk about how shit it is. If it's great, be like, I'll be damned. It's great. Because I've seen some of his commercials for it, some of his ads and stuff, and it's like, this, like, it's technically a celebrity fragrance. Bruce Buffer, believe it or not, is a celebrity. So I'm super curious because they sure did reach out to me like last week of September. It was September 25th. They reached out to me and I replied same day. I was like, yeah, why not? Sure. I'd like to check it out. So we'll see. So for $50, that's what I'm saying. Straight up cheapy. Check it out. If it smells like a cheap ass fragrance, I'll tell you, hey, it smells like a cheap ass fragrance. It's like, wow, this is a steal for $50. I'll say said thing. We'll see. Well, I mean, outside of what's in my pre-workout, no. I don't supplement it separately. I got to tell you, I've dialed back. So like I did the couple of days of cutting some of the water back because I was just so bloated, and I've dialed it back to just 3,000 calories, and I've cut out the snacks. It is hell to eat 3,000 calories of clean food. Like I've got my day lined up, and I'm not even going to hit 3,000 calories unless I eat like some junk with it. I'll be at like maintenance. A lot of rice today. A lot of rice. I'm going to have 4 portions of rice today. 4 meals with rice anyways. Just good stuff, but shit. Because the reason I was able to hit close to 4,000 calories, I was eating a little bit of junk food, but I was paying for it. I was swelling up. Like you'll notice my face isn't as moony. I don't have as much of a moon face because I cut some of the water back. I shaved 4 pounds off over the last couple of days. And then I went last night, kind of started to transition back into eating calories, more calories again. And today I'm eating calories. So I think I'm gonna do that every couple of weeks. I think I'm gonna keep the bulk going, but every like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm gonna have like a 3-day deficit, ramp up the cardio and cut some of the water back. I haven't counted, but it's 14 to 1,500 range. I kind of did a rough count. Bruce Buffer is the announcer for the UFC. the younger brother of Michael Buffer, who you may remember that says, "Let's get ready to rumble," famously. They're both announcers. So Bruce Buffer's thing, instead of "Let's get ready to rumble," is "It's time," and he jumps up and down real hard. He's been the announcer for UFC for years. So he's a celebrity in his own right. He's got his own coined phrase. That's who Bruce Buffer is. If you don't watch UFC, you would have no idea who Bruce Buffer is. You know, the caster is probably my least favorite rose scent. Do you still think D Hop's the best player on the Titans? 0 touchdowns. Look, man, he's not the whole offense. He can only do what's given to him. Yeah, and you saw how the catches he was making last week. Yes, he is the best player on the Titans. You're only as good as the opportunities presented to you. You should know that. You're damn right he is. At least I'm not over here preaching the gospel about old Tupac Trevor Lawrence, like moving them chains. You know, but yeah, Hopkins is still that guy. He's making it work with what he's got. They finally threw him the ball a little bit, but him not having touchdowns is he needs to be put in a situation to where he can get some balls thrown his way to score. Thought I was the only one who didn't know who Buffer is. Well, now you know. Now you know. How do you keep your nose fresh for picking out different notes and fragrances? No, I never really do any of that stuff. You just got to give yourself a little bit of a break in between. Like today would be a terrible day for that because I'm a little stuffed up because of the transition in weather. Brought some allergies with it. Sounds like a 90s porn star. Yep. Which I don't think he does it anymore. I think he's retired. Michael Buffer. Never tried it, believe it or not. Smells like a cherry bear shat out. Wow. Must be a Z-list celebrity. Well, like I said, if you don't watch UFC, you won't know. You won't know who he is. Let's see. So I'm so far behind. Best phone on the market for under $500. I'm not the person to ask. I have no idea. I haven't been doing any Olympic lifting. Like I haven't been deadlifting or anything for a few months now. I had a stretch where I was deadlifting weekly, like every 4 or 5 days, but not lately. Not since I moved. I haven't deadlifted. Probably should while I'm bulking. Now would be the time while I have the calories. Glad you brought that up. But pre-workout, I'm Total War guy, Redcon 1 guy. In case you haven't noticed by all my content with all Redcon 1 shirts, I'm a Redcon 1 guy. I am affiliated, but I just genuinely love their products. Yeah, I'm Total War, which I'm out of Big Noise. They're a non-stimulant pump formula. I ran out the day before yesterday. I need to buy some more. I don't know. I haven't bought it yet. Bottle's interesting with the bullet, with the ripple and everything. Bottle's interesting. Oh, yeah, it gets old fast. But I'm not cutting. All the vegetables would be if I was cutting, and I wouldn't be eating 3,000 calories. It's rice instead of vegetables. Well, I mean, I'm still eating carrot. Like, with that turkey is a whole onion and 3 ounces of baby carrots that get shredded up in my Ninja. For those of you that don't know what the Ninja is, look it up. Change your life when it comes to food prep and blending your shakes and all that, which I'm going to have a shake tonight to help me get to that with some fruit, with some strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries to help me get there. And my joints have been feeling, man. I got to get back to some collagen peptides. I have an unopened canister. I'm going to start taking a scoop of collagen every day for the next couple of days. Bigger appetite. I eat 2,800 calories, no problem. Yeah, but I just get so full, man. I get so full. That's that rice swells up on me, and I get so damn full. Dylan Blue. Several games are nice, healthy. Look out, Tupac Lawrence. Yeah. For those of you that weren't in the last live stream on the Sports Desk podcast, if any of you that like football or just sports in general, because Dedrick doesn't just talk football, you should really subscribe to the Sports Desk podcast. We have fun trolling back and forth. You get to see another side of Dedrick Hicks, by the way. Get to really see some and his guests and everything. You really get to see some passion, candid conversation, letting loose on each other. It's great. I like what they're doing with that. It's great. Plus, me and Eric and Kyler like to troll them. We're the trolls. Because it's basically a Jaguar and Cowboy fan podcast. Florida State, like they have their teams, they have their teams for sure, but they talk about a bunch of stuff. They talk about basketball, all that, fighting. We'll see. Yeah, Taji Spears been looking great. Better than they think. Shanahan. But you got to remember, he's in the right situation, too. He's got Shanahan and all those weapons. Purdy is in a great situation to succeed. You got to keep that in mind. If you put somebody else in his situation, they'll be successful, too. Hell, Jimmy G was successful there. He ain't shit. I feel so bad for Devontae Adams. Happy Thursday to you as well. So we're about to shut it down. We're an hour and 6 minutes. I'm tapping out. Bruce reference. See you soon. Well, good to see you, my man. I typically do the bro split. I don't do push-pull legs. I break it down into muscle groups. My current split while I'm bulking is chest, back, and then I do an active recovery day, which was yesterday, which this time it was not as much recovery as it should have been because I did all the planking and stretching and ab wheel and hanging knee raises, wood chippers, and I did 45 minutes on the treadmill instead of an hour. But and then today was legs. Tomorrow is shoulders and traps, then arms. Then I take a full rest day on Sunday. So, which actually, because we're going to Pensacola to meet up with Brad Saturday. I told him around lunch, so probably not going to be able to train Saturday. I'm going to have to move arms to Sunday. So Saturday will be a full day off. Some will. Yeah, some will for sure. Have a good one, Boz. I mean, we're about to shut it down anyway. Yeah, for sure. Wish I knew about football. Well, on that note, I appreciate all of you that gave super chats. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me for a little while today on this impromptu live stream. It's always great to chat with you guys and chop it up for a little while. Make sure to like the stream before you leave. Check out today's video if you haven't yet, especially if you like clones. You will probably enjoy today's video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Be on the lookout for, I believe it'll be a double review tomorrow. And we'll be back with a topic for a live stream tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys have a good one.